Let's move on to our second main topic today. And our second main topic today comes to us from Angelo, who writes, "Hey, Sky Guy." Oh, God, I hate that line so much. At the moment, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker has a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes. What are your thoughts on the ratings? Are these negative reviews justified? Thanks, and I have spoken. All right, thanks a lot for writing that in, man. Well, first of all, every review, positive or negative, is justified. Every film critic, every film fan is going to go in and watch a movie, and the movie is either going to work for them or not work for them, and it doesn't matter whether other people agree or not. It is what it is. That being said, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, and I'm going to let you know, I'm not going to go into it much here. I'm really going to save it until the spoiler review on Sunday. We're going to have a big open spoiler discussion about Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker on Sunday, and that's where I'll give most of my thoughts. The main reason I'm saving most of my thoughts for that is because I don't really know how to properly articulate my feelings on the film without giving spoilers away. So I'm going to hold on to that until Sunday. So guys, make sure you go see the movie and then come join me for that. Now, I did put up my first reaction I was at the after party at the world premiere, and I stepped out of the after party to record a quick first reaction. And my first quick reaction was basically this, and I'm sure many of you have seen it. It was basically, I think J.J. Abrams made some really bold decisions and tried some really big things, and I applaud him for it. I think this is a movie that there are a lot of people who are going to like it. I do. There's definitely things to like in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Unfortunately, I'm not one of the people who likes it. I didn't like the film. It did not work for me. And there are several reasons why. Some of which have to do with things they did in the movie that I wanted them to do, but did not work out the way I kind of envisioned. Some of them because of things they did in the movie that I didn't want them to do, and they could have still worked out, but they didn't, at least to me. And, you know, talking to a lot of people after the movie was done, it was kind of split. A few more people liked it than didn't. And by the way, even at 59%, that means the majority of critics like it. And I suspect once we start to see the verified audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, I suspect it's going to lean positive as well. So I think the majority of people are going to like it. It's just, I'm not one of them this time around. And I've liked every single one of the new Star Wars movies that have come out under the Disney era, but not this one, unfortunately. And it doesn't hurt my love of Star Wars. Doesn't mean I'm not looking forward to whatever Star Wars does next. I totally am. But this movie, to me, I have never walked out of a Star Wars movie this disappointed. And, well, no, I take that back. Coming out of the animated Clone Wars movie, that was more disappointing. Okay, so other than that, I've never walked out of a live action Star Wars movie more disappointed. So let's put it that way. So yeah, I'm not surprised to see, like, I would have been surprised to see 20%. That would have surprised me. I would have been surprised to see 80%. That would have surprised me. 60, 55, no, that doesn't surprise me. That's right around where I think it's going to be. In that I think a little bit more than the majority will like it. I think there's going to be a big chunk of people like myself that don't like it. And it is what it is. And we'll go on and talk about it more on Sunday. Now, I know right now neither one of you guys have seen Rise of Skywalker yet.
Correct.
Your husband has.
Yes, he has.
Because he went with me the other day.
Yes.
And I think he enjoyed it. He seemed to enjoy it, at least when we were walking out.
He did enjoy it, but also you have to remember, Tom is the eternal optimist. He will always say 10 positive things before he says one negative thing about anything and anyone, which is one of the beautiful qualities about him. But he did say that he was, it didn't live up to his expectations as a big Star Wars fan. The thing that I don't understand, and this is what I said to him, is if this is theoretically the final film, which we'll see. I mean...
Oh, there will be more films. Yeah. It's just no more of the Skywalker saga, they say.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand how when you have a film that has this kind of following that is so massive... how it can have such major missteps. Like, aren't there people such as yourself that are brought in as consultants that read the scripts and say, hey, from a fan perspective or from the audience perspective? Because I understand that sometimes maybe Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams, they're so ingrained in it that they may miss the big picture. And it sometimes takes someone, like a lot of times, like I'll always coach with someone for an audition. Usually it's Tom. Or sometimes I'll coach someone for their audition. And the reason why you do that is not because a coach sees something like has an ability that you don't have, but they're not emotionally connected to it, so they're able to offer a perspective from the outside. So I'm just curious, do they not have focus groups and consultants and people?
They don't do that for Star Wars. And here's the thing too.
And in a way, I get it. You don't want to have too many focus groups because too many cooks in the kitchen kind of thing.
Well, yeah, and they know what they want to make, but also this is true as well. It's one thing to read a script. Because I've read many scripts that I thought, man, this is really good, and then saw the movie. It's like, well, yeah, this is the same movie, but it didn't translate onto the screen the way I kind of envisioned it would reading the script. And that's always a part of it too, where the script was great, but it didn't translate well. So and you know what? There are going to be people that go, what are you talking about, Aaron? It did execute well. This is great. I know some people that think the movie's great, and that's wonderful. It's all subjective. So you're going to get some people that love it. You're going to get some people like me that are disappointed by it. And it is what it is. Chris, I know you didn't see it, but as a fan, you are a Star Wars fan. What are you feeling about this? And has this surprised you at all?
I'm not surprised by these numbers at all because the recent films have been so polarizing. There's so many camps of people who really don't like this trajectory, and there are other people who really enjoy it. I'm one of the people who has enjoyed the last two films, so I'm optimistic about seeing this. That being said, obviously, I'm going to hold off judgment until I see everything, and then, I will make my opinions known, and I will try to be very respectful of everyone else's, because that's what we all need to do, guys. Just be cool.
But let's look
appreciate that you all have different taste.
What were you about to say?
I was just going to say, in the case of like Avengers Endgame, like that was a movie that I think overall the majority of people really were excited about and really enjoyed. And I kind of put those two in the same kind of camp, the Avengers franchise and the Star Wars franchise, of movies that really have a strong fan base that have very specific opinions. Why is it that Avengers can have their big film be so lauded and people really enjoy it, whereas Star Wars can't necessarily get it together and has such polarized...
Well, I mean, The Force Awakens, everybody loved. Everybody loved The Force Awakens. Obviously not everybody. Not everybody liked Endgame. Not everybody likes Godfather. I get it. It was still the number one North American box office film of all time, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, they tried some bold, different things. Rian Johnson tried to do some stuff in the second one. Didn't go. I think part of the problem with this film, to me at any rate, and other people will see it as a strength, I saw it as a little bit of a problem, that a little bit of this film was kind of an apology for the last movie, which caused its own breakup, stuff like that. But anyway, look, we'll talk more about this stuff on Sunday, guys, when we do our open spoiler discussion. Make sure you guys come back and join us then. Until then, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right.